Welcome back to Happy Medium Fit Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor, and today we're going to talk about how I stopped exercising for weight loss. You heard that right. I thought I needed to work out more in order to lose weight, and actually, I lost the weight when I started working out less. I used to work out in the gym 10 to 12 hours a week like it was a part-time job, which is absolutely insane. And now I work out 4 hours max a week. So that's literally a third of the amount. And I feel like a lot of people start working out because they associate it with losing weight and they have a weight loss goal. And then after they lose the weight, they stop working out or whatever the case may be. And I feel like it makes you have a really tainted, negative perspective or outlook on exercise as a whole. And we view it as punishment. We view it as we need to just overly exert ourselves and be super exhausted and sweaty, or else it doesn't count. Like if I am not suffering and crawling out of the gym when I am done, then it was for nothing. If my Apple Watch doesn't say 500 calories minimum, then it wasn't a successful workout and I just wasted my time. When that could not be what's the word I'm looking for? It could not be more true. That's the opposite of the truth. And so when you're chasing vanity metrics like the scale or, how much calories you burned on your Apple Watch, it really will leave you not only feeling empty, but also can lead to no results. And then that reinforces a negative relationship with exercise, makes you maybe not want to do it, or you think that you need to work out more, which you probably don't have time or energy for because you're already running yourself into the ground. And so that's not helpful either. And so I thought I needed to work out harder when I was doing the 10 to 12 hours a week. I was eating 1,000 calories a day, doing the detoxes, doing whatever you can think of, and it was not working. And I actually was working out too hard, needed to work out less, and needed to eat more. We are ingrained from magazines when we were children, Pinterest, our doctor just tells you, work out more and eat less. And you're like, I'm already doing that. And I just want to reinforce, if that worked, then you wouldn't be here, and it's not working. So we have to switch things up and do the opposite. I used to be at Orange Theory 5 days a week, watching the splat points. And that alone gives me so much trauma and PTSD because those splat points, I think that the goal that they wanted you to hit was 12 splat points a day, which is a medium heart rate zone, if you will. And that is what targets, your heart rate to actually go up and be in more of the fat burning zone. And that would be the orange zone. But then if you worked out above that, then you were in the red zone. And that's actually your max heart rate. And nobody should be at their max heart rate like that. And I used to be doing that and being in the red and wanting to get as many splat points as possible for the entire hour workout, which is so bad. And I was paying all this money to go to these classes, and I was going every single day, 5 days a week, and had nothing to show for it. I would be soaking wet. My hair would be soaking wet. I had to wash my hair every single day after my workouts because it would just be soaking wet, exhausted. And my clothes were so gross. If I didn't go home and shower right away, I was so down bad. The past few years, I really have only needed to wash my hair twice a week, and that's with it being super sweaty, not super sweaty, that's including the sweat. There we go. From my workouts. And I sometimes will go to the gym and not even get sweaty, which is a lot for me. If you're new here, I call everyone here and all my clients the Sweaties because I am the OG sweaty. And I don't really sweat like that at the gym anymore. And that's really I feel like people think if you're not sweating, that's not a good workout, but it's actually the opposite. So anyways, I'd be sweating my ass off 5 days a week. And then sometimes I'd also go to the gym after to train legs and to do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster because I was like, this isn't working. And like, if I'm going to be working this hard, I better have something to show for it. I better look amazing. I better lose some weight. And I just told myself, this is what it takes. I remember doing this like detox diet and putting it into MyFitnessPal and it being literally like 800 calories a day. And my body was not changing. I was so frustrated. And it was so embarrassing because my friends would be asking me to like go out to eat or to go out for drinks. And I'd be like, yeah, no, I can't. I'm on a detox. And like, I'm doing all these workouts. And that was my entire summer. Like I literally threw away my entire summer trying to look good in a bikini. And I never got it. How embarrassing is that to be the most disciplined person in your friend group and have all of them pointing out like you're working so hard and then it's like, yep, and I look the same and now I'm just exhausted. I'm starving. I'm watching everyone else eat and drink and enjoy and live their life while I can't. And it really became the definition of insanity. And it's like, then you're so miserable in this routine that it's like, I don't even know what to do. Like I was miserable before, but I'm even more miserable now. So like, might as well just go back to not working out or watching what I eat at all and just eat out and drink the beer and do whatever in excess amounts, might I add, and a surplus of abundance of alcohol. And it's like, might as well do nothing because it doesn't even work. And so I know that this is you and I see you because I was you. And trust me, I get it. And it really makes you think, I'm always going to be this way. I'm just different than everybody else. My metabolism is just slower. My genetics, my body is different. I'll never be fit again or healthy again, because of my age. Like I'd better just get over it and, come to terms with it and accept it. And it's just not true. And this is how I was able to lose the 25 pounds and keep it off and start reversing my PCOS and my hormone issues and stop killing myself and running myself into the ground and hating my routine, hating my lifestyle and hating fitness. Like I hated it. But it's so crazy to think about it. I'm trying to think back to like who I was then. Like I hated it, but like I couldn't stop doing it. Almost like a toxic ex or something where it's like, that you are not supposed to be doing that. You know that you are not meant to be talking to that person and that they are so toxic. They are so bad for you, but like you can't stop. Like that's how my relationship with health and fitness was. And I'm sure that that's how it is for you, honestly. Because I don't think that women realize how many other women go through this as well. But anyways, like the main shift was going from, only tracking how much, calories that I burned and how sweaty I got to actually focusing on strength. And the only data and numbers you should be tracking are your food. And it should not be to eat as little as humanly possible. It should be to make sure that you're eating the Goldilocks amount, which is we're not talking about today, but just want to throw that in there. And then when it comes to exercise in particular, let's stay on track, Taylor, Miss ADHD. The only thing you should be tracking when it comes to your workouts is the reps and sets that you completed and how much weight that you lifted. You should be overall working towards getting stronger every single week. When I prioritized strength training and ditched the cardio entirely, I do not do cardio anymore. I do not run. I do not do Stairmaster. I do not do elliptical. I don't do sprints. I don't do any cardio at all. And when I stopped doing it, everything literally changed. And my body actually started changing. My metabolism started getting faster. I wasn't starving and like depleted and exhausted and, pissed off. Like I just wasn't pissed off anymore. Like I lived pissed off for so many years, struggling. And it's just so sad. Like, I just wasted so much time doing that. And it's really, really so sad. But I want to go into like kind of the science behind why chronic like HIIT classes like Orange Theory or even like Berries or Soul Cycle or whatever the kids are doing nowadays, chronic HIIT can spike your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And I'm not here to be the cortisol police. I know that it's kind of been like a trendy word and that it's been, floating around and people don't really know what they're talking about. But if you have hormone issues and if you already have spiked cortisol, especially with like PCOS or whatever, this will spike it even more. And the reason why this is a problem is because it's really hard for your body to recover from said workouts. So like if you love Orange Theory and you love the HIIT classes, I'm not here to take away your hobby, if you will, but I want you to think of it as a hobby. And you should really only be doing those types of classes like 1 time a week, maybe 2 max. And really spacing it out so that you can recover properly. And it should be a hobby. It should be something fun, but it is not your primary source of exercising, especially if you have PCOS, hormone issues, or anything like that. And especially if you want to actually change, your body composition and your physique. But this cortisol makes your body have more inflammation. And so that's when your face looks super puffy. And it just makes it harder to lose fat in general, and it just makes you exhausted. Like it actually will make your stomach hold more of fat in your stomach and make it difficult to burn fat, specifically, belly fat, whatever. I hate saying belly fat. It just feels so like, ew. Feels like so 90s. Harley, my dog, better be quiet. Hey, lay down. Lay down. Why do you want me to do this when I'm working? When I'm recording? They're quiet all day. Thank you, girls. Lay down. Okay. So then I lost my train of thought. Okay, anyways, if you have PCOS, this also will increase your androgen hormones, which is like your sex hormones, specifically like testosterone, things like that, which also affects your insulin resistance, and that also makes it difficult for your body to lose weight. And so you're like scientifically, biologically telling your body, like, just actually hang on to all this fat and conserve, and then create an excess of hormones and flush it out to my body, if that makes sense. And so strength training, the reason why I will die on this hill is because this is what gets to the root cause of insulin resistance. It helps balance out testosterone and your hormones, but it also boosts your metabolism. So like if you actually feel like you have a slow metabolism, this is what makes it faster. A lot of women think, I don't want to get bulky, I don't want to get big, and they think that strength training is like for men or for bodybuilders or whatever. And it's like, I'm going to say this so nicely. Do you know how disrespectful that sounds? Because athletes, bodybuilders, whatever, like that takes years and years and years and years of discipline and so much food and priority. Like this is their whole entire lifestyle. Like you do not get bulky by accident. You don't get bulky overnight. It takes extreme effort and dedication to look like that. And so it's literally disrespectful of you to say that. And anyways, you're not going to get bulky. You're not going to look manly. This is actually how you look more feminine and shape your body in that sense of like shrinking your waist, getting the hourglass shape, building a butt, getting toned arms and having them be, smaller or whatever you want. Like physically, this is how you sculpt your body genuinely. But aside from it being just for aesthetics, which like cool, love that for you if that's your goal. For me, it's also what balanced out my hormones, my metabolism, my appetite, and helped get to the root cause of my PCOS, my irregular cycles and, bad PMS, like all of these things. Like it really is a win-win for both internal health and external, physique goals. And then it also walking. I love walking. Walking doesn't take a lot of recovery or anything like that. And so it's a good form of movement. It also helps aid in digestion and, more movement in general allows you to eat more food and just maintain a higher food intake. But yeah, I know it sounds counterintuitive to give up the workouts, and I used to have a death grip on those 10 to 12 workouts, but it's not healthy. Recovery is key. I always say that yes, work hard in your workouts. So I'm not saying go easy. I'm saying push yourself and really try to get as strong as possible. And so work hard in the gym, but recover harder. This is why sleep and stress management and rest days are so important, because a lot of people think that, the workout itself is how you get the results. It's actually outside of the workouts is how you get the results. So the food that you're eating, but also your body has to repair. And so when you're working out, you're actually breaking the muscle down and then it repairs itself. And when it repairs itself, that's how it changes your body and actually the results follow. And so if you're only constantly breaking down your muscles and never giving them time to repair themselves and grow, then you will never see results from said workout. And same thing with, adding on too much cardio or the HIIT classes. It's like you're not ever letting your body recover. And so you're just continuing to dig yourself into a deeper hole when it needs to recover in order to repair and get results. So recovery equals results. If that's one takeaway here, recovery equals results, and sometimes less is truly more. So if life has just been feeling super empty for you when it comes to your health and fitness goals, and it feels like you're just chasing skinny and you're chasing the aesthetics and, these vanity metrics of letting the scale dictate your day and how much you're going to eat today, or if you're going to, how long you're going to be at the gym tonight after work. I just want to say, I see you in that, and I know how empty that feels. And, happy medium fit and what it means to me and my clients is no longer hyper fixating or hyper focusing on just your physical body and physical outcomes. It's really about finding joy in the process so that you can have a routine that you don't feel miserable from. I want you to build yes, the body that you want, but also a life that you don't need, and a routine that you don't need to take a break from, one that you actually enjoy. And I just want to remind you, if you focus on your internal health and truly stewarding your internal health and doing this for longevity and for when you're 75 years old, so that you don't need someone to wipe your ass for you and that you can do it yourself and be independent, and do it for the right reasons of internally, ironically, the external will reflect it as a byproduct. And so when you shift your focus away from skinny and shift it towards strong, and shift it from vanity metrics to stewarding your health, then ironically, that's how you have your cake and eat it too. And so the answer isn't more. It's learning the right strategy of doing the right thing. And you can achieve all of this working out 2 days a week. My clients really work out. It's either 2, 3, or 4 days a week. I do not let anyone work out 5 days a week or 6 days a week or 7. It's 2 minimum, 4 maximum. And that really is the perfect happy medium, and finding what works in your routine long term so that you can continue to get strong and get healthy and be happy while you do it. Because what is, achieving these goals or whatever if it's miserable to maintain? If it's miserable to get there and to achieve them, it will be miserable to maintain, and that just defeats the whole point. Am I right? So, yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of my story today, and also a little bit more behind the scenes of what I do with my clients when I'm structuring, their workout routines, and what you can expect if you want to join Happy Medium Fit and find your happy medium, because it's all custom to you at the end of the day. So if you have any questions about this, or want me to take a look at your current routine and kind of tell you, what I would do if I were you, or help create your own blueprint, then please shoot me a message. I am always happy to help you out. You don't have to be a client for me to help you. I help so many people in my community, and, just help them tweak a couple of things and give them some quick wins and get them rolling in the right direction. So genuinely, that's what I'm here for, is to help either way. So shoot me a message if this hits, if this is you, if you want some help fine-tuning and making sure that you're heading in the right direction. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Toodaloo.